A plate of hot wings.
A plate of hot wings. What is this? Hot
Oh,
ones?
lemon pepper, something.
No, no.
No, air fried.
No, it's not that. I'm not a. I don't like wings. It's too much work for such a little bit of meat.
Understood. Understood.
I'm
Understood.
lazy. I like a chicken.
Understood.
I like a boneless wing or a
Yeah.
chicken tender.
I was like, there is no such thing as a boneless wing. If you debone a wing, there's an issue. So, if you are joining us, we are about to show our encore presentation of the ladies' room, business ownership, the bad, and the ugly. And we will be re-airing the episode multiple times this evening, but this is the last time you will see the two of us tonight. Although, with Roxanne, you never know. She may want to stay on until the morning, but that's that's on her. Um,
Not a
we did get
telethon.
we did get a lot of comments, a lot of feedback, a lot of love, which at least lets us know that we are headed in the right direction. Um, and the I think this show is a very important thing. I think I was just talking to someone and they asked, well, is this just for people who are thinking about starting a business? And the answer is no. It's for anyone. If you work in corporate America and you're trying to figure out how to navigate who you are and how you show up on a daily basis. If you think that you're dimming your shine and not really speaking up because of how you look or your gender, etc., there's a lot of encouragement and a lot of I guess advice on how to navigate that space. And quite frankly, as business owners, especially in the beginning stages, it's a very lonely and daunting a journey.
Yes.
And what this show does is it helps business owners understand that the thoughts that they're having, because they're having thoughts and conversations with themselves in their heads. So it's nice to hear other people saying things and experiencing things and going through some of similar things. And I learned how to handle certain situations. My big takeaway from watching the last episode when we actually recorded it was making sure you've got your processes in place. Like, it is so important. And with my regular business, I'm a wealth manager. With my wealth management business, that's kind of the step that we're actually going through right now, is going through our processes and procedures to make sure everybody gets that same experience. And it is so important. And you brought it was something that came up in the show, and it's like, yeah, I'm not tripping. Like, you have to have this stuff in place, right?
Yeah, I call it the recipe for your business and how you provide those services.
Yeah.
You want to be able to pass those recipes down. And if you are uh, not available for good or other reasons, if there's a recipe in place and other people know how to make the recipe, your business can continue to operate when you're not around. And that's when you create an asset. We talk about that. I don't remember this episode and then in future episodes. When you work for yourself, at first you're just creating a job, depending on the type of business you have. But if you want to actually create a business that stands on its own outside of you, that's when you create an asset. That's the difference between creating income. You have a job, you create income for yourself. You create a paycheck. You create a business that stands on its own, you're creating an asset. You're creating wealth. And that's something that you can sell, that you can leverage, that you can pass down to other people. And part of that is setting up the recipes for your business, your procedures, your forms. Sierra's talks a lot about automating as much as possible what things you can automate in your business. And so those are some of the topics that, are good lessons for people, whether you're on day one or you're on year 20 in your business.
For sure. It's something that also, as you said, whether you're day one or day 20, some stuff you need to hear over and over again, because as business owners, you get so caught in the weeds, if you will, of running the business and not working on your business. And sometimes you need to be reminded that you need to take a step back if things aren't really happening the way you want them to happen. You take a step back, and you have to kind of regroup and look at things. And one of the things, something I love about the show is that it hits on a lot of those things that as business owners you should be thinking about. The last episode, Bridget talked about, the people, the staff wanting to work remote and it just not being, and that well was a big thing for us. But how does she navigate that? Vacation days, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that she did to make it right, for people who were used to coming back after COVID, who didn't want to come into the office. So it's a lot of good nuggets that's in there. Lots of good nuggets in there.
Yeah, I love her story about her dad trying to set an example by coming in in a suit.
Wait, where are you going?
And they're like, "Oh, you dressed up. You looking nice. Where you going?" It wasn't translating to them that he was trying to influence their sartorial choices. They're like,
But
"Oh, look good."
but it could also be, it's almost like a generational thing now, right?
Yeah.
Like, because we've had COVID now, the way that people dress going back to the office has changed. I
Yes.
know, like, I was at a conference in Nashville and I was looking at everyone's feet, right? And what we wear on our feet has changed. Like, you may be in a suit, but the shoes that we're now wearing on our feet we're going for comfort and style, right?
Yes. Everyone's
What-
like, "Look, I'm not faking. Let's go."
Yeah, yeah, and then the men too.
Yes.
They too. I didn't know that their shoes were uncomfortable. My son had to hit me to that, but it's just a change. And so part of being a business owner, a good business owner, great business owner, is also being able to pivot as things change. So we will be starting the episode of the encore presentation of episode 1 of the ladies' room at approximately 8 o'clock. So Roxanne and I will be signing off for the evening in 2 minutes. Roxanne, do you want to tell people where they can find you? Um, how can they find you if they want to
Yes.
ask more questions?
Well, I'm easy to find at STU Law Group. So you can find me there, whether it is on Facebook, whether it is on LinkedIn, Instagram, and just on our website, stulawgroup.com. And you can email me, you can message, all of those great things.
All right. And I will say, again, thank you for the hard work. Thank you for the patience. Thank you for understanding that, we all had great ideas of how everything was going to go down. And then we got to filming and, it's like, oh my gosh, the lighting, we're not in the studio. It was, it was a whole lot of stuff. Once we moved into the ladies' room and out of the studio, it changed everything. But it all worked out, and I am very proud. I'll be smiling from ear to ear for the rest of the night. I'll probably go to sleep wake up looking like the Joker
Right.
with a permanent smile.
I
All
think
right.
we accomplished a lot going from doing the pilot on Zoom and editing that to then shooting in a studio to going on location. We've got extra bonus footage that we'll hopefully have
Yes.
later at the end of the season, the course Kiki, where we
Yes.
go out with some amazing ladies and we play a round of golf with my golf buddies and we chop up these same topics and get totally different perspectives on them while we're out there at John A. White's, the beautiful John A. White course in Southwest Atlanta, going local and doing that. So we're mixing things up in places that you're not expecting us. So the ladies' room, as you see from the intro, you think the lounge or the restroom, but it's the boardroom. It's whatever room we're in. That's the ladies' room because we come in and we're able to sort of lead in whatever environment we find ourselves in.
All right, we gotta end here, and thank you again.